Hey y'all, welcome back to my page, No Waste Mama. Today I've got wine, what to do with leftover wine. So some of you may not have this issue because you'd probably finish the whole bottle, but I entertained last night and I had some leftover wine and I just can't finish the whole thing. So anyways, I took all my leftovers, looked at them, figured out what to do, and based it off of the Cabernet Sauvignon that I had, which was not dry. It was pretty sweet and delicious and really full-bodied. So I will show you what I made. We've already dug into it, and then I thought after the fact I'd make a video, but and I don't think this is gonna switch over, so excuse the editing on this. I made a pot of quinoa, which is usually my go-to. I always have this in the fridge. It's just a really nice substitute to pasta and perhaps mashed potatoes, and I didn't have polenta, which would have been really good underneath this. So we just had quinoa, and what I did was I sauteed garlic and shallots. I put in a tablespoon of flour, boiled all, sauteed, and then made a roux essentially with the olive oil from the shallots and the garlic, salt, pepper, the flour, cooked that down for a couple minutes, added a couple tablespoons of red tomato paste, cooked that down. Then I added at least a cup, or you can gauge it depending on your palate and all that, but I just did a cup. I did a cup of the red wine, and then I just let that boil down and it started evaporating all the alcohol and what have you. I then threw in my leftover meatballs that I have just to stretch it out because I literally had 10 and there was about 3 to 4 of us here. Cut that in half, threw in some spinach, some roasted tomatoes that I saw were left over in the fridge, so I just got them in there, squished them with my hand, and then just let it go to town. After doing some research, this recipe that I found said throw in some beef broth, but I didn't have any, so I just diluted it with water. If you have chicken broth or vegetable stock, you could do that, but I felt like I really wanted to make the main ingredient shine, and that's red wine. So over here, you'll see, hopefully you can get this right. The meatballs, the spinach, the tomatoes, so good, over the pot of quinoa. So again, this was no waste wine. Anytime you have anything left over, just make that the star of the dish and just focus and do some quick research, and then from there you can build. So for me, it was the wine. I do some research and I just say, you know what, I don't have rosemary, but I'm gonna put in thyme because I really like thyme, and just start to recognize your palate and your flavor profiles and what will work together. And this is how you create signature, probably one-of-a-time dishes, because it's not like you're always going to have these specific ingredients on hand. It's just making sure that nothing goes to waste. All right, bon appetito.